Hi, this is the lesson in InDesign in opening a document by Learn to Design. So you've seen what is possible in InDesign. Let's open up a new document in InDesign. So if you're using Mac, go down to your Genie bar. Let's call it Genie bar because it pops up like this, like a genie from a lamp. And InDesign, if you hover your cursor above it, you can see the name, ID. Let's give it a second. I know we did say InDesign is a very powerful package, and it's one of those packages that's really underrated because you can actually develop logos in it as well as booklets. People have done newspapers, magazines, anything that is in the publishing field can be done in InDesign. Most of the publishing houses, newspaper houses, use InDesign. Okay, so InDesign is opening and this window pops up. A nice feature in InDesign is that there's, well, in Adobe Photoshop as well, is that there's open up a recent item in this first quarter. So anything that you've recently been working on, you can have quick access to, or you can open up a new document that's not listed here. Or jump straight into create a new document, create a new book, create a new library. We'll be going through this in the actual InDesign lessons. The community. These are online communities, so you can help exchange ideas. You can get plugins for your InDesign software, things that doesn't necessarily come with InDesign, but these are very, very useful. Or you can figure out what's the new features in it in InDesign, or figure out the resources. And these are all the copyrights and Learn Network, but a lot of the it's very user friendly. So in our case, you can actually turn it off. So if you click this, you won't see this again. But I prefer to have it on. So if we go to the file menu bar, this is the file menu bar. Basically, I'll be referring to this as the top file menu bar. And if we go to file new, and we can scroll across, and we can see we can open up a new document. We can have preset documents here as well. What do we intend using this for? So you can use it for print, use it for web or digital publishing. We're going to focus on the print medium now, so we'll keep it on print. Number of pages. Remember what I said earlier, this is a software that is ideally made for publishing or books, so you can have 1,000 pages if you want to, and you can tell it from which page to start. The numbering from is the first page number 1. Facing pages, again, we're talking about books. When you open up a book, you have a left page and a right page. This is what this is referring to. Page size, this is the American A4 size, but if we go down to the bottom, you can see A4. That's primarily what we use in South Africa. And you have A5, which is half of A4. A3 is double the size of an A4, but we'll go on A4. Business card, even a compact disc, or you can customize it, but let's stick to A4. You'll see the width and the height. Now it is in points, but we can change these to either centimeters or millimeters. The orientation, I'll explain to you how the orientation works, but most portraits are done with people sitting up. So if it's a person, if it's the long side is on the side, this is the page orientation, and the short side is on top, like a normal A4 book that we used to use in high school. Landscape. So ideally a landscape is quite a long picture, so you traveling from left to right, the long side will be on top, the short side will be at the bottom, but we'll keep it on portrait. number of columns. This has to do with when you like read a magazine, it's not good reading to read like 20 words in one sentence. So what they do is that they divide it into columns. So you could decide if this is not a magazine, it could be a poster, for example. It's fine to have it in one column, but if it is a magazine or newspaper, for that matter, but you won't get a newspaper as an A4 size. You can add columns to it. You can take away columns. The gutter. So the gutter is basically the space between the columns. Because where the one column ends and the next column begins, there's that little space. You can increase it or decrease it. Again, it's in points. We can change that. Margins. Margins is the space from the edge of the page to where your copy or pictures begin. So again, we can increase that space or decrease that space. This is quite nice, where it links all the settings within this little column, within this little cluster. By that I mean, if you unclick it, you can individually change the sizes. If you click it, all the sizes will remain the same. See, they're all moving the same. We can go to more options. Bleed and slug. This is getting to a bit more of the advanced stages, is when you're sending instructions to the printer, you're sending instructions for the next designer. This is a space on the side of the page. It won't be printed, but it's a little space that you can leave instructions by. People can actually see what you are referring to, so they'll take note of it. And yeah, this is a new document. If we were to say OK, this is what your new document would look like. There's your margin, the space from the edge to where your copy begins. You can see it's equal all around. It's that little purple line that's running around it. And yeah, that's opening up a new document.